Welcome to our Best Wi-Fi Router of 2023 competition video. We've deeply researched the router market, including best sellers from major manufacturers such as ASUS, D-Link, TP-Link, and looked for new devices with interesting features from less well-known manufacturers. So, how to pick the router that performs well, is a good value for your money, and is reliable and will last a good long time? In this video, I will go over all the criteria used to score each router and reveal my best overall pick, as well as my best budget pick, based on that data. The comparison table and all the links are in the description, so let's get started. The four main categories we're gonna use this year to come up with their scores are performance, specs and features, feedback reliability, and value. Starting off with their performance. The score reflects how the router performed at speed, range, and latency real-life tests. We only take into account tests that have been held by trustworthy experts like Wirecutter or PCMag. Moving on to the specs and features category. We've taken four important specs. The first one, Wi-Fi standards. Here you can see four standards that already exist, and Wi-Fi 7, which is going to appear in 2024. We considered only dual or tri-band routers that support more recent Wi-Fi 5 and Wi-Fi 6 standards. Overall, the newest Wi-Fi standard brings faster speed, improved security, and these kind of features. The next one is the Wi-Fi speed. You should know that most routers have maximum speed of 1 gigabit per second or more, but actually it is determined by your ISP. And if your internet connection maxes out at 100 megabits per second, then any device in your home connecting to the internet will be kept at that speed, even if the router supports much higher speeds. Number of antennas is our next specification. They are used to communicate wirelessly with your devices. You better choose the router with more antennas, as they create several streams for sharing data over radio channels, which brings more bandwidth to your devices. The last one is LAN ports. Ethernet cable eliminates interference and delay, which is great if you play online games. For instance, most routers have 4 LAN ports, and it's enough for home. If you require a very fast connection, check the speed of these ports. Generally, it's 1 gigabit per second. It's also nice to have extra features, like aggregation, built-in security utilities, VPN connections, and parental filtering. One more criteria is buyer's feedback reliability. We've read many reviews of different routers and revealed the main pros and cons of every model. I even found the real owners for every pick and had at least 2 Zoom interviews for every pick. Besides, we've checked how many years of warranty does the producer give and other warranty details. The final category was value, and here I simply take their current retail price and compare it with their total scores from all the other categories. Taking all this information into account, which routers are my top picks for 2023? Let's move on to the table of the top 3 routers for $100 or less. As criteria, we see some significant specs and indicator of stability, which is basically based on users' reviews and shows how the router works over long distances and if the connection is stable enough. Besides, there is an overall rating, which displays the ratio of price and quality. So, the best router for $100 or less is the TP-Link Archer AX21, which has over 12,000 Amazon reviews and was released in October 2020. That is a dual-band AX1800 router, with full support for Wi-Fi 6. We've found different Wi-Fi throughput tests, which show pretty close results to the Netgear model, and it hits 120 at close range, and 40 megabits per second at 30-foot distance on the 2.4 GHz band. It achieves 700 and 390 megabits per second on the 5 GHz band respectively. ASUS RT AC65 is much worse in every test. You shouldn't expect gigabit speeds, but it can provide fast and consistent performance, which will be more than enough for regular user. As with any other router on the 6th Wi-Fi standard, the TP-Link Archer X21 includes a VPN client and has OFDMA technology. What is it? This technology improves wireless network performance by establishing independently modulated subcarriers within frequencies. This approach allows simultaneous transmissions to and from multiple clients. The router has 4 external antennas and 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, but only one USB 2.0 port for sharing files and printers between devices on your network. The Archer AX21 also supports MU, MIMO, and beamforming technology, so you can enjoy faster speeds on multiple devices at the same time. Speaking of setup, it can be handled pretty easily using the TP-Link Tether app. After plugging the router in and turning it on, you just have to open this app, connect to the router's network, then pick up the network name and password, and the router will be ready for work. It's also important to note that firmware updates very often, almost every month, and you can download a new version on the official TP-Link site. Let's now move on to the buyer's feedback. Lily praised the simplicity of installation and the router speed, megabytes per second on download. Besides, she mentioned that it had no problem with the long range and recommended the device. Haithao said the router performed at a very high level, which made him delighted. He highlighted only one problem: the lack of features. The setting was bare bones for him. You can get this router for only $70 thanks to a 30% discount on Amazon. The TP-Link Archer AX21 is the best solution for those who want a new router with advanced technology without wasting much money. It has decent speed and stability, so you definitely won't be disappointed with this choice. I also want to touch on 2 other models in this category. The Netgear R6700AX has almost the same specifications and performance results, but costs $20 more than TP-Link model, so that's the main reason why it is in a second place, and for the rest, it's a great router as well. Regarding the ASUS RTA65, it's on 5th Wi-Fi standard, so the basic specs are worse, and it has some problems with the stability of the connection. But it's still a decent choice if you need a budget model. It's probably the best pick under $50. And now, let's get to the more expensive models. So, we've got the 3 top routers in a range of $200 and $300. And we've picked the ASUS RDX 86U as the best one. The model was released in July of 2020. On the screen, you can see all the important specs. So, let's find out why this router is worth your attention. These models have much faster speeds, so potentially they can make it to 5 gigabits per second. But let's find out real-life results. A throughput test on a 2.4 GHz band showed 137 megabits per second on close range and 40 at the 30-foot distance. On the 5 GHz band, the results were 911 and 420 megabits per second respectively. So, it won't replace the Mac system if you have a big house, but it would be a great choice for high-speed gaming, so don't worry about the speed and latency. Along the back, there are 1 gigabits per second and 5 gigabytes per second multi-gig 1 input port for working with the latest broadband modems, 4 1 gigabits per second LAN ports, and a pair of USB 3 ports. It's still less than some other routers, such as the TP-Link Archer AX6000, but it's more than enough for a family. The process of setting up is identical to that of the TP-Link. You just need to use ASUS's web browser interface to install the app from the store, and it will take about 10 minutes to finish. What's the user's reaction to this router? Dylan said that rooms in his house got 250 megabits per second and a more reliable signal now, and problems with disconnects on games absolutely disappeared. CDS also complimented the router's performance and stability, and shared with the problem as well. He said he couldn't connect his printer to the Wi-Fi for some reason, but he managed to get it working with other devices. On Amazon, this router is available for purchase for $250. In my opinion, that's the best model you can buy for $300 or less. It has absolutely everything you need: very fast speed, a stable connection, some cool features from the Wi-Fi 6 standard, etc. This router has no significant drawbacks, and that says it all. 2 other models are pretty good as well, but they're either not as stable in terms of connection or do not have enough ports. you can still check them out before buying a router, as they are worthy of attention. To sum up, all 6 routers that are presented today are great, so carefully review all of them to make the right choice. As for me, I will choose the TP-Link Archer X21, as it satisfies all my requirements as a consumer and costs only $70. But it's up to you to pick your own one. Tell me what router I forgot about in the comment section below. Like the video if it was useful for you and subscribe to the channel. That's the best way you can support us. Thank you, and I'll see you in your next video.